Oh man, oh boy, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. So check it out. Godzillanator kind of snuck away before going on his little trip here. Having a weekend of fun planned for me and the family. I mentioned in the last video a friend of ours is getting married, so yeah, we're gonna be gone. So this might in fact be the last video until Monday, Tuesday. So yeah, I'm trying to get this out to you guys. So let's jump into this. Yes. All right. So I have two different lists here for you guys. So here's the thing. So on this one here, there's actually like this one's kind of a culmination of a few different lists. So if you look, let me see if I can actually, yeah, okay, at the bottom here you see, we have so class rank, tier 3 rank and awakened. We have null ranking, Mephisto, and we have a Shadowland guide. So a few of these have kind of been neglected, like the Mephisto and null ranking. Those need to be updated. This one here needs to be updated as well. I just worked on this one here, the class ranking, and then I just made a separate one, and this one will be available as well. And this is basically like, so top 22 for PvP, and then top I think it's 18 for PvE, and we're going to talk about that in a second. I know this one's not super fancy. If I have the time, I'll try to put in, I'll try to dress it up a little bit, right? Kind of put the logos, put pictures, maybe, add a little pizzazz to it just to make it look nice, kind of, maybe even a little nicer than this. But we'll see what the future holds. But in any case, it does its job, right? Its main function, it's going to get the point across here. And so I added basically all the new characters here. And here's the thing, as a disclaimer, this is just my opinion, and also some of these can be swapped around a little bit, right? Like, if you have 3 together, you can kind of interchange them, to an extent. Also, depending on what game modes are important to you, might in fact put a character above another one. If you care about PvP, or even if you're PvE but you care more about ABX versus World Boss Legend, certain characters are going to have more value, or vice versa. If you care about World Boss Legend and not so much ABX, then there's certain characters you just might avoid, like Venom. Venom might not be your guy because he's not good for really any content besides ABX. That's it. He's just meta ABX because the class that he's in, there's not many meta characters in that class. So let's get started here. All right, so yeah, this is the class rank here. We have different tiers. We have the Godzillanator tier, then we have the King Kong tier, of course, right below Godzillanator. Then we have Not Too Shabby. Right below that, we have Nothing to Shake a Stick At. And at the bottom, it's a damn shame, because they're a damn shame right now. All right, so Blast. Let's start with Blast, Universal Combat, and then we'll go to Speed. So Blast basically remained the same. We have a couple additions here. We have War Machine, Rescue, Spectrum is one I added here because it's been a little while since we actually touched on this. And, like I said, this will be available, so you'll be able to go and check this out yourself. But yeah, Mephisto is at the very top here. I think he's going to bring more value to your account overall. Oh, and also, by the way, there's links to some characters. I have to get to work on this and maybe get links to all the characters that I've actually made videos on. But yeah, you can come here, you can kind of click the character like Moonstone, Null, Luke Cage. At this point, they have links where it'll take you to a video and another page describing the rotation, so on and so forth. But yeah, Mephisto's at the top here. Moonstone, let's get that out of the way. Cable, thing is with Cable, he's kind of fallen off a bit. He's kind of fallen off because his ABX value, it really is no longer. If your build is good enough on Mephisto's going to outscore Cable. So I'll keep a close eye on this and place Cable appropriately moving forward. But as of right now, he's still basically in the same place. As I mentioned, War Machine. So War Machine, I think, is going to be the strongest. I'll have to test him right next to Ebony. He's definitely not stronger than Torch, especially Torch with the right, give him, Richard Reed lead, Maker lead, and Think support. He flies through content. Plus he has his ABX, or not ABX, his Danger Room, DRX value where he one-shots. And I'll have to test him War Machine against Ebony. Ebony's actually pretty good for World Boss Legend, especially Null, because he takes advantage of his own passive. But I think Ebony, as of right now, his biggest value might actually be putting an insight on him for PvP, and then World Boss Legend as a support / lead, right? He's got 40% on the lead, and then another 35 on the support. If you're playing null, that's 75 right from Ebony, which is pretty bananas. So I put him right here for now. War Machine is actually good. He's better than Iron Man for sure. I have Rescue here. Rescue's value might change. I have to do more testing with her, but I just want to show you real quick. Let me get this out of the way. And let's go over to my team. And so Rescue, I have her on my Alliance Tournament team. I had her on my Alliance Tournament team last week, but I had agreed on her, and I literally had 3 Uru. Her ISO 8 wasn't finished. So I actually went ahead. I gave her the correct ISO, Spider Sense. So all defense, you basically want to keep her alive as long as possible. She has a Mighty Regen with Penetration is what you want. And then I just gave her a PvP build. She's got 4 heals and then 1 additional Odin's Blessing there. So we're going to see how she does there. And also I'm going to test her in more timeline. I brought her in the timeline, and she took out a Sentry, Doom, and then Colossus team in like a Sentry, double support team. She took it out. Sentry, Jean Grey team. Doom seems to be a little bit of, a little bit of a counter, but Doom seems to be a counter to pretty much everybody. I haven't tried her against Silver Surfer at this point, but she can just basically tank and stay alive long enough where her Awaken skill comes, and then as soon as that hits, boom. It's lights out on that note. But she's very good. She's very good for PvP. So yeah, we're going to be testing that moving forward here. But she is right there for now. All right, now moving on to Universal. Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger here. And who do we got? Okay, so I put Loki at the very tippity top of the iceberg. Universal. He is so good. Guys, he scores higher than anybody in ABX. You could have like, I think it's like 100 energy attack and then like 10% pierce, and you're able to cap today, free for all day. That's absolutely bananas. And he is a boss for World Boss Legend. He's not as good as, oh, you know what? I didn't add Doom here. So I'm going to put Doom right. Yeah, some of this stuff just kind of, slips through the cracks here. Yeah, we want to do this. And yeah, I'm just going to add Doom here. And Doom might, in fact, you could probably put him above Loki even, just because of his not only PvE value, but PvP value, right? He's meta for squad battle. He is the strongest character in the game for World Boss Legend. He just lacks the ABX, kind of tag there. Loki has that. So depending on what's more important to you, you can interchange these two. But it's amazing that just in the last update, well, yeah, last month, Doom and Loki are at the top of the charts here, and it's like, it's not even close. It is not even close. It's pretty bananas. And then yeah, I think pretty much that's, we got Blue Marvel here is a new one. So yeah, I put him over here. He might in fact be higher for you if you care more for PvP content. He's not like, he needs support, right? He can't do it on his own. Like, he kind of needs Sentry. He's meta for Alliance Tournament. I think we all know his value at this point, but this is subject to change here. As mentioned, he could flip-flop, right? I have Quasar down here. Now, Quasar, she's solid for PvE, but I think, her biggest value is going to be PvP, maybe like Alliance Tournament stuff. I don't know if you guys remember my testing. If you guys watch my Quasar video, yeah, did I say Quasar? I meant Quasar. So Quasar, if you watch my Quasar video, she was doing some serious work in timeline. Like, she was not getting taken out. Actually, maybe I'll pop into timeline and test her out, see if she can actually take on Doom. Let's see, Silk. Silk is actually like a Doom counter. Silk is very, very good in all game modes, PvP and PvE. She's absolutely amazing. And I think that's about it for that. Yeah, did I mention we have Spectrum down here? Spectrum might even be able to get moved above Gambit. Gambit's just, he's fallen off the meta, and Spectrum has some serious PvP value. She's very good for PvP. Okay, so I think that's about it for that. And, all right, now let's move over to combat. So Call's still at the top here. In Godzillanator tier, I might, I was thinking about putting Maker up here just because of his unique World Boss Legend value. If you're at a certain stage, right, he's the only character that He does 60 to 64 and then 70 to 74, and I think that might qualify him for a Godzillanator tier, but that's basically his only use. It's pretty niche and it's right there. And then I guess Mephisto, you can use him for Mephisto, 20 to 24. But yeah, that's he got moved up a couple notches there. And then I put Hulkbuster down here. Hulkbuster is basically Alliance Conquest, and then Black Panther is also just Alliance Conquest, whereas the other characters underneath them, other than supports, they don't really have any value. You're not using Moon Knight anymore. You're not using Iron Fist anywhere. Carnage, X-23 is ABX, but she's just a super small swap, and you could almost score just as high with Valkyrie as a solo. So we'll have to see moving forward what that amounts to. Okay, now speed. We got the speed demons over here. Let me move this over. And okay, so at the top, Falcon he still retains his throne there. Yes, he does. He retains his throne. What the heck is going on here? All right, here we go. All right, he retains his throne. I have Silk right under him. Now, yeah, Silk isn't really that far behind him in for PvE content, honestly, because actually I got 3 more Brilliant Energies, and I kind of want to test Silk with a Brilliant Energy. There are certain characters like Gambit. If you put a Brilliant Energy on him, as opposed to Mighty, the jump is so great. It's not your typical, if you put from a Mighty, energy on Cable or Maker to a Brilliant, there's a jump and it's large, but it's not as large as Gambit's. Gambit, he just kind of skyrockets and spikes, and I have a feeling that Silk might be the same situation just because there's so many hits, right? But I don't know. If you guys want to see that, let me know and I'll test her out. And on that note, with the Brilliant, so as of right now, I have 6 Brilliant Energies, 4 Brilliant Judgments, and then I have 1 Brilliant Authority from the Craft event. If I'm thinking about going for more, I still have a lot of CTPs. I can go for more, and I want to know your thoughts. Which one should I go for? Should I go for regen now? Should I go for another Judgment? If I had 5 Judgments, I'd be able to put it on all ABX characters that could actually use them, which would be Supergiant, Mephisto, Scarlet Witch, Luna Snow, and Apocalypse. I still have one in inventory, just kind of sitting there along with the Brilliant Energy. But let me know your thoughts. What do you think I should go for? Okay. Yeah, Falcon, Silk. We have Rogue here, Corvus. I put Quicksilver right under Corvus. Now, if you care more for PvP, because Quicksilver is very good for PvP now. I think he even brings more value than Daredevil, maybe. Well, only because Quicksilver, he can be used for Alliance Tournament. So if that's your thing, I know it's kind of niche, but as I mentioned, they could be swapped. They could probably be swapped. Daredevil could actually be used for Timeline, where Quicksilver's more squishy, but he can get you wins. He could definitely get you a few kills. I went in there with Quicksilver with an energy, mind you, and he took out whole teams, right? He took out Sentry, Doom, Colossus team. And he's got to be careful with the reflect with Colossus, but if you have Ebony as support, your Ebony can come in and cleanly take them out. Yelena is so good for PvP. I don't know if you guys remember my videos, but I told you I was confident with actually using her as my Yelena lead, Ebony, and then Colossus, and boom, done deal. And I think that's pretty much about it. For additions over here. Now let's pop over to my other list. Let me pull this up here. Boom. Okay, now this is my basically all the characters. I just kind of went through the roster and I kind of just went down the list and made this list in terms of strongest characters to kind of the weakest characters. But this will give you an idea. You honestly don't need any more than this amount of characters. Even half of this list, if you had kind of tier 3 built up with proper CTP, proper build, you're in good shape, unless you play Alliance Conquest, or obviously ABX requires more characters, squad battle to an extent, but these characters basically to if you're kind of new in the game and you want to know where to put your resources, who to build up, well, boom, check this out, and this will give you some pretty good direction just a boot here. Okay, so I have Doom and Loki. Let's start with PvE. Doom and Loki at the very top, and as mentioned, Loki is super ABX meta. He's going to increase your ABX score more than any other character in the game. Doom, he's a little finicky to play with an energy, But he honestly, both of them can do World Boss Legend with Rage. If you had Rage, you know, make it easy peasy for yourself. If you're not like super trying to, if you're not clearing stage, you know, 67 with Doom, you could honestly just put a Rage on them and you're good to go. But if you wanted to get your most out of them for World Boss Legend, then Energy is going to be what you want. And then we have Supergiant, Moonstone, Mephisto. Those could be flip-flopped. Honestly, Supergiant, Moonstone, and Mephisto, those three are interchangeable depending on like Moonstone, if you like one-shots, right? So Danger Room, you know, GBR, you know, Galactus, that sort of thing. Then Moonstone might be your gal. But if, you know, Mephisto, he's got his ABX, Supergiant has one-day ABX, but they both, all three of them are World Boss Legend killers. Same with Proxima. She is so good. Falcon, I think we all know how strong Falcon is at this point. And Cable. So Cable is, he's one that's kind of, he's slightly questionable at this point because, you know, he might be fallen off. You know, he's still good for World Boss Legend. More specifically, Null. He's not that good for Mephisto. So it's like at this point, he's kind of like a one-trick pony because his ABX value has kind of been stripped from him. The ABX title has been taken. Mephisto and Loki did the honor of doing that. And then we have Sharon Rogers, Maker, Silk. Now, Silk, I kind of want to put her higher. Well, this is mainly PvE. So I'm not sure if she's actually stronger than Maker. I tested her against Sharon, and she's not far behind Sharon. She is not far. She's like within 10 seconds of Sharon Rogers, which is pretty bananas. And then Torch is very good. Null, you know, you guys who really like Null out there, you know where his value is. Oh, and you know, so I asked, give me a rotation. You know, tell me how you guys play him, because I really don't play him. I have an idea of doing like 4 delay cancel, 3, 5 when he stabs, 2, and then, you know, once you get his tier 3 ready, you hit it with like 2 to 1 seconds left on the proc, and then you do 4, 5, 2, or just like 4, 2, depending on if you have time or not. But it's just like, I don't know. He's just not super consistent. I feel like you frequently miss procs and whatnot. I mean, that goes for a lot of characters. But what I want you to do is, on my Discord, send me a video, DM me through Discord with how you play him so I can see. And then what I'll do is, or if you make a YouTube video, send me a link to it and I'll check it out. And maybe I'll put a Brilliant on Null. If I see a really good rotation for him, I'll put a Brilliant on him and I'll test him out. All right, moving on here. And then I have Cull, Rogue, Corvus, Scarlet Witch, and War Machine. I think those are basically the, you know, from top to bottom, those are the strongest PvE characters in the game right now. I don't know. I might be missing somebody. I don't think I am. But let's move on to PvP. And then what do you got? We got Doom, Sentry, Blue Marvel, Molecule Man, Luke Cage, Silver Surfer, Quicksilver, Daredevil. And keep in mind, like I said, depending on where your concerns are, you could flip-flop a little bit. Let's see, Jean, Yelena. As I mentioned, Yelena is strong for PvP. Spectrum, Mephisto, Hulk. I mean, Hulk's not, you know, you're not using him for timeline, but, you know, Alliance Conquest, Alliance Tournament. Silk. I mean, she might be better than, she might be better than Daredevil. To be completely honest with you, I'm gonna have to do like a pure PvP build on her and see exactly how far she can go. I really think you could do like Silk lead, you know, 2 supports, and she might, because I was taking out Doom with the energy that she has on, and she was doing it like no problem. I mean, you guys saw if you watch the video, there's a clip of when I had the Silk video. I just popped in there and boom, I was honestly astonished. And I have Rescue down here. As I mentioned, I have to do more testing with Rescue to see exactly where she's at, but she's definitely useful for PvP, especially in Alliance Conquest. Like I said, Timeline, I popped in there, in Alliance Tournament meta. Captain Marvel, Evil. I'll still have to do testing with her. Actually, I'm going to be swapping her build to PvP anyways, because she's not squad battle meta anymore. Honestly, I built her up, gave her 12 Odin's Blessings, and she still had her Rage, and then, you know, the next week Doom came, and that was that. Ebony, mainly for his support, but if you put a regen on him, he's really annoying in Timeline. If you kill, like, you know, say you kill Sentry and Doom, and then you have Ebony can take you out. If there's a really well-built Ebony, You better be careful. Be on your toes. And we have, so I put Null, Cull, and then Quasar. Quasar might, I mean, Null has, you know, if he's built, I guess Alliance Conquest, you know, you don't see too many in Timeline, even players who have him built for PvP. So Quasar could possibly be put above Null because, as I mentioned, when I made the Quasar video, and you know, I was testing the Authority and then Regen. She was doing some real work, and she might even be like, actually her and Spectrum might be really good with Forged Authorities, so keep that in mind. And Cull is basically like, I don't know if you really use him in Timeline, but you see him on Alliance Tournament teams and then Alliance Conquest. He's definitely meta there, right? His passive, his lead, he's super counter to physical damage dealing characters. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is the video there. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna pop over here. I'm gonna pop open. Oh, come on, my damn notifications. All right, let's hurry up and pop this chest here before I get any more notifications. And let's hope we get something good, right? We want 5, 6-star cards, either one, 4s, or, you know, you get the 50 of whatever material, bam, CNS, Phoenix Feathers, Emcron, Shards, Crystals. I mean, 20, there's a 5er, I'll take it. Another one. And I'm gonna save, so the event chest, right, this one over here, I'm gonna save, not this, I just need this stuff because I could just never get enough of it. But this one here, Summer Festival chest, I'm gonna save it up. I did basically have been doing that. I'm gonna do that again because I popped it the 5 times and I got absolute junk. So I'm gonna save it up and do it all at once with you guys, and you know, basically towards the end of the event there. Okay, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna end the video there. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you know, this helps you out a little bit in making some decisions for what character to build next. So you better stay tuned, you stay breezy, but most of all, friend, stay safe out there. Peace.